KD got traded literally in the middle of the night. Everyone was literally like sleeping on the trade, like actively. And it's ridiculous because it blew a lot of people away. The trade is on the screen. The Phoenix Suns received Kevin Durant and TJ Warren, while the Brooklyn Nets received Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and 4 first-round picks, as well as a 2028 pick swap. Now, let's go ahead and let's get right to the messiness of it. Let's get right into the messiness of it. Boy, the Brooklyn Nets, what a failed big three, what a failed era, what a complete debacle of a franchise, deplorable ownership, incompetent management, organization that has little to no direction. They don't really know what they're doing, and this trade is just a great example of it. And the Kyrie Irving trade that happened a few days is like the kiss de la resistance of the BS that's been going on in this entire organization. So just a few days ago, the Brooklyn Nets traded Kyrie to the Dallas Mavericks. Brooklyn and Kyrie couldn't get on the same page with one another. They knew this in the offseason. For whatever reason, they decided to wait. And instead of trading him to the Lakers to get draft compensation, they traded him to the Dallas Mavericks and basically got DFS and Spencer Dinwiddie. The reason why everybody was like, what's going on there is because if you're an organization and you're not going to have Kyrie there, more than likely you're not going to have Kevin Durant. So why would you not just get draft compensation? Mind you, I'm not even in the front office, and that is like just common sense. That's like 2 + 2 = 4. That's common sense. I have no idea why Brooklyn did that. It made no sense whatsoever. But they, I guess, was under the assumption that, oh, we'll trade Kyrie and then we'll just restructure and we'll keep Kevin Durant. Literally, it's a couple days later, they trade KD to the Phoenix Suns. And that move is just, again, just a great example of how poorly ran that front office is out in Brooklyn. There's no way you have the opportunity to receive draft capital, and instead of actually going in that direction to properly rebuild, you get quality rotation pieces for a team that's trying to compete for a championship. And I had told y'all that's what Dinwiddie and DFS were, but you weren't really completely sure if you were going to even keep KD. So either you're stupid or you were just trying to trade Kyrie to spite him. Which, even if that's what you did, that's still just a horrible thing to do because of how much draft capital and how much money and how many players are traded to position yourself to get KD, Kyrie, and Harden. You don't need to play around with that, bro. It just doesn't make no sense whatsoever. So now here we are today where you trade Kevin Durant. FYI, they traded him to the team that he wanted to go to from the summer. So like I said several months ago, blow it up. What were you waiting on? You could have traded KD in the offseason and potentially gotten even more than what you got right now, but you lost leverage every step of the way. You lost Kyrie. Ben Simmons was not the same player. Then you had a bad coach, started off the season slow, so everybody knew that you were going to be desperate. So yeah, when it comes to the Brooklyn Nets, I mean, just a deplorable franchise, another failed super teams. Actually, I'm going to throw this graphic on the screen. I was going to save this info for my main channel, but I'm going to do it on both. On the screen, you see all of the pieces, the near 30 players that were traded, the 16 years of draft capital that was traded. And in return, you can see what the Brooklyn Nets received in their 2 failed super teams dating back to the Paul Pierce, KG, Darren Williams, Joe Johnson super team, and then also now the KD, Kyrie, and Harden super team. What's very, very important here is look at the amount of games that the players played on the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets committed a significant amount, and I do mean a significant amount of assets and draft capital to players that played on the team for only a couple of seasons. I mean, I've never seen a team commit so much so just for their team to fail within 2 to 3 years. The super team fails within 2 to 3 years. Speaking of which, when it comes to the trio out there with Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant, 16 games they played with one another. 16 games. And that's including the playoffs. 13-3 record. It sounded great on paper, but never manifested itself. But even beyond that, Harden and Kyrie only played 41 games together, a record of 31-10. James Harden and KD had a record of 36-16. What is that? 52 games. And then KD and Kyrie, who you were trying to get together, the initial signings that was supposed to really make this team the competitors that they're supposed to be, a grand total of 87 games, a record of 53-34. And the only thing that they have to show for it is literally a second round appearance. And I guess you can argue one big toe away from making a conference finals appearance. This is a very underwhelming trade package, and I think that there was a lot more that was available for the Brooklyn Nets. They sold themselves short, and that is a definition of a poorly ran franchise. Now moving on to KD, I'm a bit split on Durant here because I was huge on Durant. Just stay in Golden State. Just stay in Golden State. And I'm not even going to strip Kyrie from all his culpability here, but you went to an organization that had no history of being properly ran. And you know what? This is actually a great example for all my fans out there who are fans of small market teams. I understand it, bro. I mean, how are you, the Brooklyn Nets, privileged enough to have that type of talent grace your roster and you don't know how to manage it correctly? And it's just because of the market that they were in. But when you're Kevin Durant and you have very key pivotal years left in your prime, you're wasting them away, and that's what KD just did. Kevin Durant just wasted 3 to 4 years of some of the best years of his career away on a franchise that did not deserve it because he wanted to play ball with his best friend. He should have just either stayed with the Golden State Warriors or went to an organization that made sense for him from a structural standpoint. KD is too goddamn old to be playing around with these damn games. I say the same thing about LeBron. He too goddamn old to be playing with games like this, man. But with that being said, I also have to identify that, KD's also a winner in this situation because he finally gets on a team that he wants to play for, and he's going to the Phoenix Suns, and they retain Devin Booker, they retain Chris Paul, and they retain DeAndre Ayton, the 3 best players on the roster. Well, you could argue some people believe Mikal is better than DeAndre Ayton, and honestly, I wouldn't even fight that at all. But they retain 3 quality players, 3 quality starters, 3 quality skill players, something that Kevin Durant has been chirping about how he wants to play alongside with some skill players. They added TJ Warren into that as well. TJ Warren is going to be a quality rotation piece to fill out that starting 5. I personally think that it is a really good deal for the Phoenix Suns. Kudos for Phoenix, because that is an organization that, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I thought that window was closed, dog. I thought the window was done for Phoenix last year. The way that they got knocked out of Dallas, in the fashion in which they did so, CP is not looking like the same player, and I thought that window was closed. You open the window right back up. You put yourself right back in those title contention conversations. When you add someone of the caliber of Kevin Durant, I would argue top 5 player in this association when he is healthy, playing right, and now he's on the proper team. He will definitely be like a top 5 player in this association. Also, massive winner is Chris Paul. I'm not gonna cry, bro. I'm happy for CP, man. I'm happy for bro, because CP deserves a break, dog. God damn, bro. He deserves a break. He should not be in his late 30s still trying to be the second best player to this franchise because DeAndre Ayton doesn't want to put his big boy pants up. It is ridiculous, dog. My goodness, CP, man. I applaud you, brother. You stuck in there. You hung in there thick and thin, and you're now the 3rd option on the title contending team, which you should have been over the past year and a half anyway, because you just were not the same player, and that's fine. It's fine. You're aging. But my goodness, I am so happy for CP because his championship window continues to stay open. He continues to contend and still be a quality contributing piece to a team that has a really, really good chance of winning it all. Also, another big winner, us the fans, man, that Western Conference playoffs, it will be enjoyable. It will be all time. It will be peaking, and I will be watching every single last minute of it on playback.tv. Click the link in the description so you can follow me over there, because I will be watching a lot of that basketball. The Western Conference, it stacks. It's sticking to Meg Thee Stallion. It got so much star power that every single night it will be enjoyable. Ja, I know you was chatting earlier, like a couple of weeks ago to a month ago, about how you weren't worried about the Western Conference.
Who do you look at around the league as you're studying and say, we're going to have to run through them?
Celtics.
No one in the West?
Nah, I'm fine in the West.
You definitely worried now, my brother. But outside of that, great win for the Phoenix Suns. Great win for the NBA. Great win for the fans who are going to see a great playoff. And in terms of Brooklyn, I like Mikal Bridges. I actually do. I really, really, really like Mikal Bridges. I also really, really, really like Cam Johnson as well. I don't like them, though, on a team that doesn't have like legitimate stars. I'm crossing my fingers for those two brothers because they are really, really good players. They really mapped out really well. I'm pretty sure all the Phoenix fans out there, they enjoyed their time and service on that franchise, and I love to see them continue to grow out there. Unfortunately, though, they're stuck in Brooklyn, where I think a lot of their development will take a back seat, but who knows. Yo, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also hit the subscribe button because I will be uploading my winners and losers on this channel probably today, and I'll also be uploading, you know, some more post-trade deadline videos, the tier list, the hot takes, all of those things right here on Foot on the Line. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Peace.